I'm assuming that she's busy with a phone call. We can get started with the minutes.
Okay.
What do you say?
Sounds good to me.
Did we all have a chance to review them?
Yes. I had a copy of them here. Oh, right here. Yeah, I don't think I saw anything amiss.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are we all ready to approve it?
I am.
Okay. I'll second. All in favor?
Okay.
I think one of the things that I realized this morning when I was printing the agenda is that I think I sent you all the information that we have in the agenda for today is there, but I think I sent it to you saying that it was a draft.
Yes.
That's my bad. So I apologize. And the information may be mixed, but that's what we're going to talk about.
Okay.
I want to thank you, Mike, for his year of service on the Board of Registrars.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Today is his last meeting.
I would have stayed on longer, but I guess I'm getting a little burned out from participating in a lot of other things as well. And I just didn't feel like I was doing this job justice. So,
well, we thank you, Mike.
Better job. What's that?
We thank you. We understand the burnout idea. I've been there.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I just am involved in this Lions Club thing again, and it involves a lot of work. And even though this year has been not as busy as other years for Lions Club presidents, trying to figure out how to keep the ship afloat, and because the Lions Club donates a lot of money in town here, and because we haven't been able to have our fundraisers and everything, it's just been really had to put our thinking caps on and try to figure out how we can make a little money so that we can honor our commitments. And it's been challenging, to say the least. So put that aside. And thank you, Sylvia, for helping me out. And I hope I was of some use here.
You definitely did your part, and you did it well.
Thank you. As soon as we get this whole Zoom thing past us, I hope that I can join the DEM meetings again.
Yep, we will welcome you back. So there's have been an appointment of a new registrar. Her appointment is going to be for 3 years. From now on, it's going to be 3 years. Since there has not been a board of registrars for a while, that's why it started with a 1-year appointment for Mike, 2 years for Bill, and 3 years for me. So from now on, every new member that comes in is going to be 3 years. Okay? And so the new person is Elaine Buckley. I don't know if you know her.
Not really.
No, she has been a resident of Southampton since 1983, I believe. Her sons attended Southampton schools. For a number of years, she served on the zoning board of appeals. And she taught high school history and civics. And she is currently a member of the Easthampton Hub of Medicare for All. So that's an introduction about her. And so we expect her to be present at the next meeting.
Excellent.
Okay. Lucy was going to talk about the governor's bill, but I do have some information about it. It has to do with mail-in and early voting. And the main piece of the information that I believe she was going to touch on was that it has been extended until June. I think it was around the 15th or the 16th of this month that the governor signed the bill extending both mailing and early voting until June for this year, given the pandemic that is still going on. And so that means that frees towns to extend or to change, like apparently in our case, our annual town meeting or election, local elections, I think have been put on pause. She was going to talk about that. So also, I believe that the dates that we originally had are going to be moved, is pending. We're not going to have a caucus this year. That's been, the select board announced it. And so, and I believe, again, she was going to talk about this. So I guess we can postpone this point until our next meeting, just for her to let us know exactly. But that's what I think it's happening.
Okay.
The next point about the poll workers, that was also for her to let us know if, with the job description and the application that we developed, if there's any applicants. So I'm going to leave this one pending. That has to do also with the election date pending.
Mm-hmm.
We need to verify the candidates' signatures. That's the next point. And I just, wanted her to let us know when we need to show ourselves with her to review those signatures. The deadline for people that, sorry, I thought I had turned off my phone. Sorry, that's my landline. I apologize. We need to verify those signatures, but my understanding is that the 31st of March is the deadline for folks to apply. Give me a moment. Lucy is calling me. Hello, Lucy.
Hi. I'm so sorry. I forgot, and I thought it was at 1:30 today, so I apologize for that. But can you give me the information for the Zoom, because I don't have it?
Oh, you send it to me.
I know, and I'm trying to get in without going into my email, so.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to find it on my phone.
That's okay. That's all right. Yeah, because I don't have. Hold on, let me just see if I can get it from Judy. I'm so sorry. I apologize.
No, don't worry. Don't worry.
Hold on.
I'm trying to find it.
That's right. I'm looking for the Zoom information.
You found it?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I found it. So I'll be in 2 minutes, okay?
Okay, wonderful.
All right, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Yep. Bye.
Okay, she's going to join us. Good, because then we can, she can give us the information that I was just talking about. So, I mean, as I was saying, the 31st of March is the deadline for people to submit their names if they're running for any of the positions that are available in town. So after that, we will. Hi, Lucy. Hello.
Sorry. I apologize. I have so many meetings this week, and 2 of them are at 1:30 and one of them was at 1, and I am so sorry. I apologize for not being here at 1 o'clock. So
we understand. Don't worry. We got started. We went
Okay.
through the minutes.
Okay.
We thank Mike for his service this year, because today's his
Okay.
last meeting. I
Okay.
gave information about Elaine Buckley, the newly appointed registrar. I gave information about her. I
Okay.
did talk about the governor's bill, but you can give us more information, that he extended mail-in and early voting until June. Is that correct?
So the governors signed the bill, the act, to allow municipalities to postpone elections until on or before August 1st of 2021.
Okay.
So, the bill also talked about early voting, and if you want, we'll just go into that.
Sure.
The early voting is by mail and or by person. So, mail-in voting we have to do. The in-person early voting is optional. And I've talked to Sabina about it, and we feel that early in-person voting for a local election is not really, not worthy, but we don't want to open up the office with a budget where we can't really pay people to have in-person voting and have 2 people show up. So we feel mail-in voting is we should push the mail-in voting because we're also not open to the public. And with early voting last year, I had people come in. We did have people say, oh my God, I'm waiting in line, blah, blah, blah. But we feel mail-in voting is more important. So, the early in-person is optional and we don't have to have it. So we are choosing to not have it.
And by saying we is you and Sabina?
Yes, Sabina and I. But I mean, you can weigh in. It's just that you're the Board of Registrars and you don't work the early voting. So, and you can't. So you can take a vote, and if you want to have us do it, that's fine. We have to find the money to pay people because I only have so much money left for this budget, and my election wages, my expenses is in a red right now because they haven't done any of the revenue posting. So I don't even know where my numbers are. So that's where Sabina and I talked about it, and I was going to bring it up to you all. So your thoughts? I mean, we definitely have to have the mail-in voting. That's a definite. And I have emailed Elections Division to find out if they are going to mail out the vote by mail cards to everybody. Because if they don't, we are going to have to probably send out absentee early voting applications, because we have to enter them into the system, and then we have to keep track of them, and then we send out the ballots to those people who applied. The select board voted to change the date of the election.
Okay.
So the town meeting has been changed as well.
Okay. That was part of the agenda, but we were talking about that when you called.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I'm pending. No, don't worry.
Yeah,
we have left it pending.
Yeah. So the election, the town meeting, annual town meeting is scheduled for Saturday, June 12th at 10 a.m. And the election is Tuesday, June 22nd. And I have to tell you that I am completely against changing the date from the May dates. I'm completely against it because I feel that I'm ready to have an election. But the select board is not ready with their stuff for the town meeting. So I feel we did, all of the elections, the town town meeting last year, the special town meeting, effectively, safely. And so, but, the select board, it's their meeting. It's not really their meeting. It's the town's meeting. They choose the date and the place, and the moderator, it's his meeting as well. So they talked about June 12th, and I have to have the election 2 weeks after, so that's when it falls.
But Lucy, after the town meeting, will you have a good handle on whether or not the town appropriates monies for your office?
No, because it's, I have to pay people out of fiscal year 21. Hopefully, we have an interim accountant right now, but nothing's been posted since a while. So, last year I had a lot of people volunteer, which was great, but I don't know. So that's why if I have just, mail-in voting, or we have mail-in voting and the election day, that will save us some money. So.
When did you say the election was going to be?
June 22nd.
June. Okay, I had it right. All right, thanks.
Yep, Tuesday. Yep, from 7 to 8. It's going to be in the senior center.
Mhm.
The annual town meeting is going to be over at Liberty Field at 10 o'clock in the morning.
What time in the morning?
10 o'clock. Mhm.
Okay.
With
Okay.
the rain, then the rain date is the next day, Sunday. Now,
Okay.
I don't know if people attend because of church, but I have no jurisdiction over that. So,
Okay. My concern is how will people, how are people going to find out that it is optional to be in person on one hand? On the other hand, have you asked for volunteers?
no. What do you mean optional in person?
Yeah, you said by mail
What do you mean?
and in
No,
person.
there is mail-in, but there's mail-in voting, early mail-in voting.
Yeah.
And then there is the actual day of the election.
Yeah.
So those are the two options.
But
Unless, go ahead.
you said you don't want to have in person.
No, I don't want to have I don't want to have early in person, meaning having people work here for 2 weeks before the election and have 2 people come in here when they can come on election day, or they can have their ballot mailed to them. So, because that requires me to hire more people.
Okay. Have you
No.
approached the select board about that?
No, because it's about, the election is not, they don't have anything,
No, but it has to do with the budget.
right. I have given them my budget for fiscal year 21, last year. So,
And they're aware that there's no money. What you're telling us, they are aware of that? Did you mention it to
they're
them?
aware, no, they are aware of my budget from fiscal year 21. We had to submit it last year in 2020.
Mhm.
So what I got approved was what I got approved. My assistant couldn't start until late in the year because they cut my budget for her.
I remember that.
And so, I can't have her work for 2 weeks early in-person voting and pay her,
Oh, I
so-
understand that.
I
But-
mean, maybe I could use COVID funds because it is election and I do have money for elections, but I feel that, having early in-person voting, we can have it. There are 41 communities that are not having it in Massachusetts. So Sabana and I talked about it, and we felt that the mail-in option or coming on the day of the election, would suffice.
How will people know that they don't have the option of early in-person voting?
I will tell them. I'm
How?
waiting for the election. Well, I will put a printout on a press release on the community page. I will put something on the website. I was planning on going to the Gazette with information. So I was waiting to hear back from elections because we have to find out how we're going to have people apply for mail-in ballots. So, we can't do anything until nomination papers are back in my office till next week. So,
Right.
and then we start the process of the ballots. So I didn't want to, I put an update out on the community page about the dates of the election and the town meeting. And I said more updates will follow. So.
Okay. So all right.
I think I'm pretty vocal with communication to the townspeople with stuff that I have to pass along. So I will let the voters know what's happening.
Could you use the telephone network tree with it that we?
Yep, we could use Code Red. I'm planning on putting something in the Senior Center newsletter.
Okay.
The due date for that is April 15th. So, I just talked to Board of Health, and she said that, maybe we'll be in the gray in 2 weeks. So we could be opening up the building, but I just think.
Who is she?
The Board of Health director?
Oh, the director. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So, the governor's bill, it's called the Acts of 2021, and it states that early voting in person is optional. It is not, definite. The mail-in voting is, we have to. So.
Okay. All righty. Last year, when you had volunteers, how many you had? I really don't remember.
I had Art, I had Elena, Marion, Mary, you all, I think, helped out. I would say 10.
Okay.
At the most. Yeah.
Yeah. Because we can still, as registrars, volunteer like last year, doing the envelopes, whatever we need to do.
Yeah. Right. For mail-in, right. But you can't do the in-person voting. That has to be an election worker.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And you don't foresee that, you mentioned something about COVID money, that you may be able to use COVID money for that.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And you.
Yep. I may be able to. I don't want to have it. That's just my opinion, because we discussed it, and we could have people here from 8 a.m. until 8 p.m. and we have 2 people show up. Then I have to pay a worker for being here for 4 hours and to do 2 people. You know what I mean? I just don't know.
Well, yeah, but if there's COVID money and people have the option to come or not come, but the option needs to be open for people. What are the reasons that those 41 communities are not doing it? What are I
haven't gotten any. We just got a survey from the Mass Town Clerks Association, and it was just someone took a survey. Can you hold on a second? Hold on.
sorry about the background noise over here. I've got some guys out here cutting trees down.
It's not really
I don't hear.
bothering. Mike,
Let's see.
it's not.
Okay.
I'm trying to find the email really quickly. Sorry. Okay, so there was a message that went out to Mass Town Clerks, and a lot of people answered, and they said, "Hi all, thank you for your responses." They're in the process. This is from I don't know where she's from. But she said, "I am in the process of deciding on in-person early voting and have provided Board of Selectmen with copy of legislation changes. When I came across their potential vote for in-person early voting since deferred. 41 communities are no in-person early voting. 12 communities, yes, or considering in-person early voting. 3 communities are likely going to have it. 1 community is unsure." So that's what, but there's no reasons why they didn't do that. I mean, I could ask them, you know.
Could you?
Yeah, I will.
Okay, when do we have a deadline to figure it out, yes or no?
Yeah, because we can't do anything until after the nomination papers are filed with us. So I'll send this email out. And I mean, I just don't want to do 2 weeks of in-person early voting. I just don't want to do that. I don't think
it has to be 2 because it is not national elections. It is not presidential elections.
Well, it's a local election.
Yeah.
So
it could be shorter.
I mean,
that could be done.
I can possibly have it only during business hours too.
Yeah,
I could.
Of course.
Do that.
Of course.
So, but let me find out what some of the reasons are that people aren't going to have them, and then we can touch base again in our next meeting because the election is not until June now.
Yeah,
so,
there's time.
But we have to let people know next week what's happening. That's why I in my blast out on the community page I said that I would be in touch with follow up about mail-in voting and how to get an application and other information. So I will email and see what I get back. All right.
Beautiful. Because if there's no rule or penalty or whatever we want to call it about shortening the time, shortening the hours, but still offer the option.
Yeah. Right. I mean, we can have it during business hours, but we also are closed to the public. So, but we had early voting last year. But that was,
it was presidential and it was
presidential. So
yeah, it was larger. So, the obligation was there. This time is not such. And I think historically, the local elections, less people come out to vote than if it is state or national. Isn't that true?
It depends on the races because, we have 3 select board openings this year. We have 3 finance committee openings this year. We have 3 school committee for both local and Hampshire regional. So there are some, every position is important, every one of them.
Absolutely. But, and that's more of a reason to keep the option open. But, it doesn't have to be on the weekends. It doesn't have to be, at 8 o'clock at night. It doesn't. But, it could be shortening time and shortening days.
Okay. So I just sent it out to the Mass Town Clerks and we'll see what I get back for some answers. And then I can report on that next time. So. Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Oh, yep.
Tell me. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I said, absolutely. It's not a problem.
Thank you, Lucy. The next one is poll workers. Have you had any applicants?
No.
Is the job description and the application posted? Because I couldn't find it on the website.
No, I thought I didn't know I was supposed to post it. I thought that, yeah.
I don't have access to do that. Or do I send it to Ed? Or
So if it needs to be put on the website, then yes, it has to go to Ed. Yeah. Yep. So,
okay, so I should send it to him.
do you?
Or you
I
can you
think
do
you
it?
should send it because it's coming from the. I think you should send it because it's coming from the Board of Registrars. I am a board member, but I think I think it should be sent from the board. Someone else on the board.
I'll be in touch with him. Okay.
Yeah.
I will. And you all saw it and you all agree with what it says, the job description and the application? It's okay?
Yep. It looks good to me.
Okay. If you all want to review it, let me know soon. Like, I don't know, by the weekend. So on Monday, I can send it to him.
Yep.
Okay. If do you still have it? Can you find it in your documents?
Yep, I'm looking at it.
Or I can send it again to you.
I'm looking. Hold on. Do you have it right there, like online, where you could share it, or no?
I will have to. I can send it to you. I can send it to you right after this meeting.
I think last time we discussed it, it looked fine, except for some of the additions. I think we agreed that, I don't know, Mike or Bill, do you have anything that you wanted to add? I mean, it looks fine to me with the changes that you were going to make. So
I think I made them and sent them back to you.
Okay.
Because
All right.
you're the one that guided me to what needed and what not.
All right. Let me just. I'm sorry. I've been really
don't
busy.
Don't be.
All right. Hold on. Let's see. Oh. Oh, right here. Okay. Okay, revised job description. Let's see. Okay, must be a registered voter in the state of Massachusetts. Must be right. Must attend the training session.
In Southampton. I think I put in Southampton. Yep. Yeah.
Okay, so this, all right. Yep. And then, yep. I think this looks fine. I think this is fine. Yeah, I haven't gotten nothing, but we haven't really posted it, that's why.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And I understand that you have folks that would like to do it and you know that they're good and they're good workers and they have done well in the past. And so, just we can alert them if you want that it is posted.
Yep. I have to take this call, so I'm going to mute myself for a minute.
Go ahead. Okay. Go ahead. Shall we dance?
Yeah, Sylvia. The only thought I had about getting back to the elections is
yes.
that I think we have to be a little careful on limiting the voters' rights on when they can have when they can vote. I think if we cut out early voting in person, somebody might construe that as a word. I don't know.
I'm sorry. What was that? I'm back,
secret.
Mike. What did you say?
I was just
Mike. I didn't hear you.
Saying I might be a little concerned about limiting the times when voters can vote, and especially during the past year where people were accusing voter registrars and registration for fraud and all that stuff, and I just worry about stuff like that.
Well,
we've been so above board in our elections, and then to eliminate voters' rights.
Well, we're not eliminating a voter's right because we're not eliminating in-person early voting. We are, choosing to, it's not that we're telling them they can't vote. They can vote by mail and they can vote in person on the day of the election. And as far as the hours, I don't get paid extra for elections at all. Nothing. I don't get paid overtime. I don't get paid anything. So during last year's elections, I worked from July 1st through November 4th. I was working 70 hours a week on the weekends, 12-hour days. And those were huge elections. This is a local election. And I'm fine with doing it during business hours, but for me to open up the hour and, maybe one day a weekend, because we're not telling us that we have to do it both days, we have to choose one. This was how we did it last year, but it wasn't open for local. So, this is the first year that they are doing it for the local election. So, the only reason it was open last year was because we changed our location, the state primary or the state election on 9/1. So
it could be done, the same. Last year was what, for 2 weeks, Lucy? Remind me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It could be for 2 weeks.
Right.
During working hours.
Right. Yes. Yep. Right.
And
I'm, this is good that we're having this discussion. I just, if it comes to where a lot of the reasons are, not, I'm going to tell you why. Some people already got back to me. Some of them are saying cost and low turnout. That was from Bridgewater. I already ordered the ballot. The election is 3 weeks out. Simply no time. We are not doing it as well. Costs more money for additional staff, and our building is not currently open to the public. I don't want to have Groundhog Day again. The vote by mail was popular. Cost, time, unnecessary. I would consider if I had an election that was expecting a large turnout. Cost and time. Very sparsely attended, the expense, the time for having such a light election, if we decide to, yes, do it during business hours, that's fine. But, we give people the opportunity to vote. We're not denying anybody. We would never deny anybody the right to vote. During the elections, we went out there with ballots for people who are handicapped. So, and as far as voter fraud, this election was run very, very professionally. So,
Lucy, could you ask them just to assure if they're going to do it during, like we're talking about, during working hours?
Yeah, I could ask. Yep. I'll just say, is anyone doing it
early?
I'm so sorry. I have to mute. I have to mute again. I'm sorry.
No problem. Mike.
Yep.
It could be the 2 weeks, just like we're talking. It could be 2 weeks, but during working hours. And people will have they can call and let them know if they cannot be there during working hours, if they can be an exception to be at X time. And, we can ask Lucy if that can be done and if she's willing to do it, just to stay, I don't know, half an hour later. I don't know. I think, but,
yeah, I agree with that, Sylvia. It's just I want to be sure that we let everybody know the rules. And because it is a local election, we're probably going to have maybe 1,000 people vote, and maybe more in this election because it's such a big local election. So many people. So I'm okay with that. I just want to be sure that I know we ran such a great election in November where all the bases were covered. Lucy did such a great job.
Yes, she did.
I just want to make sure that you never know. There's always a group of people out there that like to stir the pot. And
no question about that. No question about that.
Right. Right. And I do want to provide every opportunity for someone to vote. But, in my first election being town clerk, people don't realize what it goes into to work an election. They don't. And for someone to put on a community, forum that between 7 a.m. and 8 p.m. are not convenient for them for the day of the election is what else can I do? But we didn't have early voting during that time. So if we offer all of this, we have 4,800 registered voters. I'm glad that we had the amount of the turnout we had. The local election, we don't get as big a turnout, which I wish we did, but offering someone to mail in, during a pandemic, offering someone to be able to vote by mail during a pandemic, I think is more than enough besides the day of the election. I'm willing to have the early in-person voting, but I'm going to look at the hours that people are doing first, because I do not want to have to pay extra money when my budget is being cut. My budget was cut.
Of doing it during working hours, I think.
Yeah, my budget was cut for my assistant. My budget was cut for my wages, supplies, everything. So
I'm listening. I'm just going to move. I'm listening.
Yeah. And like I said, I do not get paid extra. I'm the lowest paid person in this town hall. So, but that's besides the point. Anyway, so let me get some more answers from the Town Clerks Association about hours, when they're planning on doing it. Someone just answered and said, our local elections are very sparsely attended. It's not worth the expense, effort, and time to have a person voting in such late, blah, blah, blah. I will not offer early voting in person. My thoughts are, a person not coming into the polls because of COVID, why would they come into town hall to vote? The cost is high. Pretty much, another one said pretty much the town therein has an unopposed ballot. Our turnout is so low that having early voting, it just doesn't make sense. So I will ask for those that are having it, what are your hours going to be? So, and then I will come back to that answer with you. I think we all are going to have to meet again soon because we have to get Elaine involved. So let me get back with that.
Okay. All right. We'll leave that one pending.
Okay.
No problem.
Yep. Okay.
And now we'll take care of getting in touch with Ed. Later on, I'll get in touch with you so you can guide me how to get in touch with him, his email, the process, and all that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
You can email. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll talk about it after our meeting.
Yeah. Okay.
Email. The next thing is, verifying the candidate signatures. I know that the deadline for them is the 31st of this month.
30, Tuesday.
I'm sorry, 30th. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So when should we go and verify it?
So on Tuesday, I'm here till 5. So Wednesday, the 31st. Bill, I can drop them off to you, or you can come here and we'll isolate you. Bill, I would like it if you could come because, we should have a representative from each party. So Sylvia, if you can make it, and Bill, you can, Mike, since you're going off the board, it doesn't make sense for you to certify them, because Sylvia is still on. And then, once you certify them, I can get the ballot started to be printed, and then,
What time should we be there on the 31st? Because we
so
can.
I'm here at 8:30, sometimes here at 7. It depends.
You tell us.
What time works for you? Oh, you're retired.
Yes.
I was told not to bother retired people till after 10 o'clock. So
No, no, no.
So whatever works. And you don't have to do it. If you want to come separately, that's fine. It's up to you all.
You want to do it together, Bill, or you want to go at your own time?
Probably my own time for practical reasons.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I could be there at 10 in the morning.
Okay. All right. And it doesn't have to be Wednesday, Bill. If you want to come on Thursday, that's fine. I'll just put you down for Sylvia, 10 o'clock.
I'll probably be there Wednesday.
Wednesday, okay.
Yep, I'll
And
be there
Bill-
at 10 in the morning on the 31st.
Okay.
Unless
good.
something happens, I'll let you know. But
Okay.
but I'll be there at 10.
Okay. And Bill, afternoon, early?
Yeah, afternoon.
Okay. All right. And both of you, you'll just have to call me and let me know that you're here.
Yeah.
So we can isolate you. All right.
No
All
problem.
right. Good.
Okay, so that's done. Okay.
Oh, can I just say, so in the acts of 2021, the governor also signed that because of, elections could get postponed, also caucuses could be eliminated. The town select board already had canceled hours a while ago, but they got the green light that it is, accepted by the state to cancel it. So nomination papers only need to be signed by no less than 10 registered voters. So some of the forms are going to have 10, some of them are going to have 15, some of them are going to have 32, because they already got them back before this law was, or this act was signed.
This bill was.
So, yeah. So just so if you're wondering why there's, I did in my message out to the community page, I did say, we recommend that people who are running get more than 10, because there are those out there that don't know if they're registered voters, or, their signature is, I don't know what they're signing, but, and so that some form that,
Okay, you are, we hear you as a telegram, like you are a telegram.
I'm freezing up or something, or?
No,
Can you hear me?
your voice was like a telegram. Only one every other word we heard.
Oh, I don't know why.
It's okay. Now we can hear you. Now we can hear you.
Okay.
You did send me, and I share it with Bill and Mike, some proposed bylaws put up by the review committee, the bylaws review committee. Did you guys read it, and do you have any changes? You didn't send them back to me, so I'm just asking. Okay, all right. What was I'm just curious, what was the reason of creating those two? I mean, they're good, they're informative, and, they give guidance and rules.
Yeah, that's why, because we feel that, there are people who don't understand how boards and committees become and how they work. And so we thought, well, we'll try to explain it a little bit better. So
good. I mean, some of the things in there for me were obvious, like,
right, yeah, right,
but they have to be on paper, otherwise, folks don't know.
We're really working hard on the bylaws and making sure that they are in compliance. So, with a lot of things.
All right.
And it's well written.
Yes, they are. Yes, they were. They were very clear. They were pretty clear. Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Okay.
Good.
All righty. So something about The next one is voter registration initiatives. I remember last year, you mentioned something, I think the three of us were having a conversation the four of us were having a conversation while we were stuffing envelopes about something, you mentioned it, Lucy, something that used to happen in the past that I think somebody from the clerk's office used to go to the schools, to the high school actually, and talk to them, especially since there's no civic class and there's no history and the geography, there's just social studies. So that conversation came about. I don't know if Mike and Bill remember that. It's stuck in my head.
So there is a civics class now in the curriculum. So with school not being, we can't go in the schools.
No, I know.
I don't know if it's in our area to go into the high school because it's located in Westhampton. So their town clerk should initiate any kind of voter registration. But I don't know that. That's what I don't.
All right. No, but Southampton has the largest number of students.
Right.
And so that gave us an in. And I know that not all the high school students are attending in person.
No, right, exactly. And I did put out something a while ago on the community page about how people can register to vote, and I let them know that if you're 18, even if you're 16, you can pre-register. Once you turn 18, you'll be just automatic.
Again, we can only hear you like a telegram.
I don't know why. It must be Wi-Fi in here because
You're okay now. You're okay now.
Oh, that's so weird. It must be the Wi-Fi in our town because I'm in this hall and I'm using my iPad, which is not the best. I don't have a laptop here in the office, so I apologize.
No, don't apologize. I just want to let you know so that you don't. So that you know.
Yes, I mean I think that it's getting people to come out and register to vote could be something that the town committees could also think about.
The who committee?
I don't know. The town committees. I don't know if they have any kind of initiative and that kind of thing. But Bill, you better step on it.
Well, I mean, one of the thoughts was, we can approach the town committees as to how to do it, but I don't know. I guess as an educator, I was thinking if we can approach either the principal at the high school or I can email her. I can email Kristen and ask her. I have a good relationship with her through school council because I am on school council. So maybe I can talk to her or talk to the civics teacher about it. Well, I was also thinking of the social studies teacher, part of the new curriculum or not. And
you're so funny. You say social studies. It's I haven't heard social studies in a long time. So that's cool.
It's one of my pet peeves as an educator that we don't teach geography and history anymore. We teach social studies, which is diluted. Yeah. And kind of like, but that's my own pet peeve.
Yeah. So I'll email Kristen and ask her if there's some way that I can meet up with via Zoom or by email with a civics teacher and social history teachers about that. Okay. I mean, we do have the voter registration forms that, we could go in and place them there, but they are the mail-in ones where they'd have to send them back to us, which is fine. So
the other thing too is if they allow 10, 15 minutes to be part of a Zoom class just to talk to the students. That's the other thing that I was thinking about, quick, short and dirty piece of information. Because some of the students are turning 18. Yeah, right. Bring the information home also.
Well, I did last year, not last year, in December of 2019, I sent a letter to anyone turning 18 to, say, you're 18, you are eligible to register to vote, here's a registration form, that kind of thing. So,
Did you get any back?
didn't do it. I think we did. I don't remember the number, but
Okay.
but that was another thing that we can do. So we
Great.
can think about that. Yeah.
That's been in my mind for a while.
Yeah.
Since there's no.
And I think I did it in 2019 because last year was big election year.
Yeah.
And we have just the local this year. And then next year is the governor's race. So that'll be.
To catch the students that are turning 18 this
Mm-hmm.
year, maybe that will be an option.
Yeah,
Let's keep
right.
that in mind.
Yep.
Let's keep
Yep.
that in mind. Okay. Okay.
Yep.
So who you said you're going to talk to in school?
Kristen Smitty is the principal. And I can. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, I just, I as I said, I met the principal, but I don't know,
Mhm.
2 years ago, and
Yeah.
it was sort of casual. Had a conversation, but it was sort of casual. I had a better conversation with one of the assistant principals, but then again, it was like 2 years ago, so way before the pandemic.
Yeah. So I can ask her for information for the civics teacher and who else we can get in touch with. I do have to ask Mike. Mike, I actually have to ask if you can certify one form, and that's mine, because I cannot certify my own nomination paper as a registrar.
Darn,
So, yeah.
you can't.
So if there's a way that maybe you can come over, if you don't feel comfortable coming in, I can bring it outside
I can come over.
for you to look at.
When do you want me to over there?
Well, it won't be till next week, so, because I want to have them all done at the same time. So, and I'm actually thinking that Tuesday is the last day for us to get them in by 5 o'clock. And then Wednesday is when she's going to have to verify all the signatures. So Wednesday might not be a good day, because if she's not done verifying them, you won't be able to come over to certify them. We have to have them in by Tuesday. Well, I mean, I'm sure she would be able to get them done Wednesday morning, but I don't know how early, because she comes in for 8:30. So, Sylvia, would you be able to come in a little later than 10 o'clock?
I'm sorry, you cut off.
Wednesday? Did you hear me about Tuesday is the last day for us to get the nomination papers in?
Yes.
5 o'clock. I have to be here till 5. So my assistant comes in 8:30 on Wednesday. So anything that comes in on Tuesday by 5, she has to verify the signatures. So I don't know if she'll be done by 10 o'clock on Wednesday. So would you be able to come a little later on Wednesday? Or
Oh yes, absolutely.
Okay.
You tell me at what time.
Okay, so how about if I call you and let you know that she's done, and then Bill, I think it'll be fine for you because it'll be the afternoon. So
I could be in the afternoon if you want me to be there. If
Okay.
it's better.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just because I don't know how many people are going to bring. I mean, we still have 11 people who haven't dropped off yet. So,
Okay, I'll be there in the afternoon.
Okay. I'll call you. I'll send an email saying all the signatures have been verified. Please come over and certify. And then Mike, then you can come over and certify mine if you would, please.
So when do you want me to come over?
You said Wednesday's not good, right? Did you say Wednesday is not good, or?
I'm good any day.
Okay, can you come over Wednesday afternoon as well then?
Okay.
Because you're just doing one of them, so. Yes,
Okay,
am I
Mike?
breaking?
I'm okay with that.
Okay,
Okay, thank you.
That's
Okay, so
Thursday the
we'll be there.
31st, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
yep, 31st, yep. Okay,
Okay, and then just one last thing, you know, I was thinking of having, we've been having our meetings, I think the last Thursday of the month, is that correct?
pretty much, yeah.
Do we want to establish the last Thursday of the month for our meetings?
Let's see. That's fine with me.
Okay,
The last Thursday after the local election is the 24th, so that would be fine, because then we can, you know, go over how things went and everything, so.
okay,
Sure.
all
Yep.
right. All right, and that way we can put it forever in my calendar. I mean,
Okay.
you know what I mean about forever.
Right, yeah. So do we want to say the next meeting will be April 29th?
Yep.
Or do we want to meet before then because of Elaine and get her kind of acclimated?
One of the things that I'm thinking of doing, if it is okay with everybody, is as soon as Mike sends the minutes, I will send them to all of you, including her.
Okay,
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Is that okay? And then, you know, then she'll know when all the meetings are and everything that we talk about. That will, you know, bring her up to date. And
Yeah.
then
Good thought.
I could send her a note saying, anything else that you want, give us a call.
yeah, that's a good idea. Yep,
Is that okay with everybody?
Yep.
Okay.
it sounds good to me. Yep,
Okay. All right. Then are we okay with adjourning?
Yes.
I will motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second.
Second.
Anyone?
Oh, I'll start it.
Bill second. Okay, all right.
Okay. Mike, thank
So-
you very much.
So are we scheduling a meeting yet or no?
Yeah,
No,
the 29th.
at 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, I think that's the
All
best time for you.
yes,
Okay.
sorry. Yes,
No,
I
no,
will-
no, no. No,
Okay. Yeah.
don't be.
Okay,
Okay?
all right, sounds
All right.
good.
And
All
we'll
right,
be
thank
in
you, everyone. I'll
touch.
see you.
We'll be in touch with any news, you know, if you get anything else from the Council of Clerks and, and whatever you find out for the school, we'll be in touch.
Okay,
I'll be in touch with you about how to get a hold of it and how to do it.
yep, sounds good. All right, be well, everybody. Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Take
Step
care.
outside is beautiful right now.
Tell Margaret hello.
I will.